Hey, what's going on? It's Matthew Cook of Body Based Breakthrough. And today I wanted to talk about replacing willpower with wisdom. And this is the thing. I work primarily with high achieving, really ambitious women that are trying to climb to the top, that want to perform at a really high level, that just want to win and not fail. And in fact, there's a lot of fear and shame around potentially failing. And so what's really important is that I need to continue to perform at a really high level. So for many of us, it's this fear that I can't slow down. I can't actually take a day away. I can't relax. I can't go on vacation because, and in fact, for a lot of the women that I work with, and the experience is I need to work 10 times as hard as a man to get anywhere near to where he is. And so what's really important for these women is I need to stay at the top. But simultaneously, I'm finding that my body, my mind, my spirit just can't quite take it anymore. There's something about this that feels unsustainable. It feels unsustainable. It's like when you, this is a ridiculous analogy, but when you're in your 20s and you can just drink and drink and drink at night, and then you can wake up the next day and you're ready to go. And then there's, you start to reach into your 30s and into your 40s and 50s, certainly. And it gets to a point where you're I can't drink nearly as much, if at all, because I just know it's going to wreck me the next day. And the same thing goes with our work. And that's where I'm finding for a lot of the folks that I work with, I work primarily if you're late 20s up through your mid 40s. I'm primarily working with that group because we found that there's a sustainable way to do high performance. And it's by replacing this willpower, this grinding it out, this muscling out through instead wisdom. Replacing it with wisdom. And the way that we do that, so I still want to perform at a really high level. I still need to achieve the numbers. I still need to get that report to my boss. I still need to ship that product. I need to work with my client at a really high level. And the way that we do that is we actually find productivity while disconnecting, while relaxing, believe it or not. And so that's been the most important value that I've been able to share with my clients over the 15 years that I've been doing this and working with Disney and Pixar and Google and folks at SpaceX and Twitter and, well, now X, and so many different companies across the world. And I've worked primarily in the tech sector and in the entrepreneurial space. But what we found is that by actually disconnecting, by relaxing, by going into what's called undirected attention. So we have directed attention, which is just exactly what it sounds like. It's when I'm on Slack, email, Twitter, I'm in a meeting, I'm on a phone call, I'm working with colleagues to try to come to a solution on something. That's directed attention. Undirected attention is this really beautiful mind space. And I'm not going to get into the neuroscience today because this is going to be a shorter video, but this idea that I am in this world where I'm not specifically attached to needing to have an answer right now, but I just simply let it sort of roll around in my consciousness while I'm taking a walk on the beach, while I'm in the shower, while I'm taking a walk, while I'm on a drive, while I'm doing yoga, whatever it may be. But I'm sort of away from the problem a little bit, giving myself a little bit of distance. I'm unplugging. And what we found is that by having less input, believe it or not, in fact, there's so much science and data and research to back this up. Less input equals greater output. Let me say that again. Less input equals greater output. It's fascinating. And I find this time and time again for myself. And that the fact is I get to produce quality work over quantity. And that goes so much further. That goes so much further in the work that we do. So again, it's about creation and output rather than just simply reacting to everybody around me. We find that we're typically more overwhelmed, more bewildered when we're just simply in reaction mode and just trying to react to everyone else's inputs. Instead, I want less input so that I can have greater output. And really, primarily, that's going to be time away from tech and really stimulation of other phone calls and meetings and things like this. And allows me to go into a space of what's, again, called undirected attention, or another name for this is the flow state. So if you want to get back into flow, if you want to feel like you're finally back on the wave, if you feel like you're back into yourself again, to disconnect and away from the world, but really reconnect with yourself, this is the way to do it, is to replace willpower with wisdom, and it's by spending some time in undirected attention. That's it for today, and I hope to see you on the next one. And I'm going to continue to be talking about this concept of replacing this willpower and instead replacing it with wisdom. That's it for today. Thanks so much.